like you said, it's crazy because you do those things and with expectations of, oh, if I do it exactly like this, life is going to be easy for me.
No. Life came and said, psych. Because usually we all get anxious about certain things, right? But this time I was just like, either I can keep pushing forward and then I'm going to crash hard, or I can just step back. And so I decided that mentally I'm just going to take care of myself. I feel like I've been trying to hear my own thoughts and what it is that I need to do, but also hear the Lord move me into the space that I'm supposed to be in. All right, we recorded. We are back. Okay. I don't know why you sound like a little cheerleader bee.
Give me a why.
Sound like we.
Okay, welcome back.
Yes.
To the You're Done podcast. It's your girl, Big Desto, not the little one.
She gonna knock down the decorations. And your girl, Be More, Never Less.
And we back. It's just us this time, I know.
Right.
Y'all love us though.
We've been like guest and then it's like,
yeah, take y'all back to your roots.
Right? It's just us. I know y'all happy. We'll have another guest on pretty soon. Yeah. But today is just us two.
Big Desto, not the little one.
Yo,
Never Less.
Right? Your favorite podcasters.
And we got some stuff to talk about. And I know this is called the You're Done podcast.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This is one of them topics where if you say you're done, you're lying.
Because we still working on this one.
I know we all are. There's just no way that you're not.
Right?
You know? So, what we talking about today?
The fear. Well, I'm not even going to say that. Really, really today is now this is just me too, is that I will stop myself from doing something, or I'm already anticipating something that could happen. But let me tell y'all, the situation in itself hasn't even occurred yet. So pretty much what I'm saying is I'll just be like, oh, I can't go buy that, or I can't go do this, or I can't, go, I don't know, like, why work out because I'm not going to get the result. Like, I stop myself from doing something with the fears that whatever it is that's on the other side is either I'm not going to accomplish it, or I've already created the scenarios of what's about to happen.
Yeah.
So let me tell y'all, this up here, it's a whole movie. It's a whole cinema. And it's in 3D, 4D, a lot of popcorn up there, just the popping.
And none of that actually ever
and none of it, And then,
unless you just hope for the best and then that happens, then that's great.
And
sometimes stuff don't go as planned. But the point is, when you have ideas and plans of things that you want to do in your life, and then you, like you psych yourself out a little bit because you are afraid of the unknown. You're afraid, like, what if this goes wrong? What if it doesn't go as planned? What if it doesn't, work out how I expect it to work out?
Yeah.
And it's like, baby, you ain't even tried. Because I know that I do that a lot. Because it's like, I think it's obviously it stems from being in situations where you go in and you're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And then everything just don't happen.
It just don't happen that way.
So now you have anxiety about situations, and you have literally came up with this whole scenario in your head that will 9 times out of 10 never happen.
Right. I think mine really started though after college. Because when you're a kid, I know it's like, well, you're a kid, your mama take care of you. But even when I went off into college, it was like, I apply for college, I get my classes. I know even like semester after semester, it's like, okay, freshman year over, now I get these classes. Now I'm gonna stay in this dormitory. Like, something was planned, so you knew what was coming. And then, baby, once they gave you that piece of paper and said, all right now, and then Dar said, pay that cell phone bill. T-Mobile who?
Right. Well, I gotta do that.
Right, because that's ghetto.
We the family plan. Right. I gotta get off. We the family.
Exactly. And I was proud to be a part of that family, okay? But I just kind of felt like I didn't know where to place my foot, which was even more interesting because it's like, well, you went to college? You got your degree. So this is supposed to help prepare you for the world. And yet you get into the world thinking that you've done it all. And then you're like, I clearly missed something, or I didn't do it all, or I should have went to this college.
Like you said, it's crazy because you do those things and with expectations of, oh, if I do it exactly like this, life is going to be easy for me.
No. Life came and said, psych.
But my thing also is kind of like, okay, so when our parents were kids or out young, whatever, and they were like, oh, I want to go to school, I want to go to do all these things.
Yeah.
They could just go out and get a little. Now, let me not say little because it's not little.
Right.
But go out and get a, what's it called?
I don't know.
What's the degree called before bachelor's?
An associate.
Administrative.
Not an administrative.
Look, I got a degree. An associate's degree. So you can go and get an associate's degree, and that, that's fine because that's greater than a diploma, right?
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, well, then here we come. Okay, just now my parents are telling us, go get the bachelor's degree.
Yes.
Okay, I did that. Now
Right.
they want experience, but don't nobody want to give it to me.
Right. that
then,
part. Like, how I'm supposed to get the experience if you won't give me the dang on
now
job?
it's like, yeah, that bachelor's, that's cute and all, but where the master's at?
Right.
Now, they, PhD, look.
And then when you get the master's, hello, they don't want to pay you for it. So what was the point?
Yeah.
It's not in the budget.
So I feel like even when you try to do things and you're like, I'm going to plan to make sure it does go right.
Yeah.
And it don't, I feel like that makes it easier for your mind to automatically be like, okay, I can have this plan to want to do something.
Yeah.
But I know something is going to go wrong. And that's the thing about life.
Right.
It is. You're right
It's
about
gonna
that
happen.
one.
Yeah.
It's going to go wrong. Something is, if some things just go exactly how you planned it and you're just God's favorite. But it's not like that all the time.
No, it's not. But it's not like that. But at least you've done it. But I do that even today. Today I do it. So y'all know, if you know, you know. Okay, 75 hard. We in this thing, and I was going hard, and not like just out here just killing myself, but I felt really good. I set up, because 75 hard, people do it and then they switch things up for whatever works for them. And so that's something that I did. I was like, okay, well, these are the 2 45-minute workouts I want to do. I want to be able to read 2 chapters of my Bible. I don't care about reading 10 pages of any kind of book.
Right.
So I felt really, really good. And I remember putting my first 75 hard update on social media, telling everybody it was great. And then life came and my brain, I don't know what it was doing, but it was just like, you're not good enough. You're not going to do this. This is going to happen. Bree and I are planning to get some things done. And I was just like, that's not going to happen. And then I had a client tell me that they needed to take a break. And then I was like, well, where this money going to come from? My babysitting go. So a lot started to pile up at one time. And then I felt like I could not swim out of it. I feel like I had no way of figuring out what to do. And usually I'm the type to just be like, you just keep pushing because this is life. This is what you do. So you just have to keep going. But the first time I had felt like I was moving from anxiousness to anxiety to having a panic attack was being pregnant with Breland, and then the pandemic. And then they said it's gonna take my insurance. Well, baby, who? She's still up in there.
Right.
Somebody needs to get her up out of there,
And stuff like that seems to happen always at the worst time.
Yes,
possible.
and it's just and so I was literally drinking I wasn't doing THC, but I would drink CBD teas, anything to kind of keep my anxiety down so that I could carry this baby in the most healthiest way possible. So when I felt it coming on this time, it felt like then. Because usually we all get anxious about certain things, right? But this time I was just like, either I can keep pushing forward and then I'm going to crash hard, or I can just step back. And so I decided that mentally I'm just going to take care of myself. We all worry about our physical appearance and things like that, but I was just like, but if this isn't right, nothing else is going to work out for me. And from there, having conversations with Bree, it led into a whole bunch of other stuff of what goes on in my mind. So we just started off with, what are you thinking about when you wake up? And I was like, immediately, I'm like, well, the kids got to get ready. I got to get this, what time it is. I got to get my workout. And he was like, you're unraveling and you just open your eyes, right? So you're reading your Bible, but yet you are literally losing your marbles from the moment you wake up because you're thinking about literally every aspect. Not, yes, even down to do they need toothpaste?
That you said that, because literally this morning, and granted, I took off today, but when my alarm, it's just something about an alarm that just rings. That's that job. You know, and that's what I hear when an alarm goes off. He's like, yeah, that's that job. But it went off because I had to go do something. And instantly, in that moment, like you said, my mind is like, I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that, blah, blah, blah. But then I had to literally look at, I'm in the mirror, about to brush my teeth and all that stuff. And it's just like destiny. One thing I really, really, really enjoy. Like, the saying, I'm just a girl, I am just a girl, only in certain areas of my life. Yeah. Because I'm not like, I don't mind building something. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. You know, I'm not like just a girl for real. But I love my self-care. Yeah. You might go out and spend your last dime on the best makeup. I'm going to go spend it on the best skincare. And I'm going to lay in that tub with my candle and I'm going, you know, that's just me. So when I'm in the mirror, I'm like, just be right here where you are right now. Yeah. Yes, you have all these other things to do. And like, even right now with me being off, I'm thinking about, dang, I got to go to work tomorrow. That's crazy. Yeah. And it's like it's like always looking for something. Like, obviously, I don't really want to do those things. Right. But it's like, those are things that I have to get done. And especially living in in my life, at least, I speak for myself, feeling like it's always something to do. Yeah. And I'm just like, and granted, I just came off spring break. So you probably like, that's me. And I don't want to hear nothing about that. Teachers, you got it easy. You get the breaks. Have you met your kid? I need the break. Because I got them and like 20 other ones. So it's just like, even like you say, waking up in the morning feeling like, how am I going to tackle on the day? And you haven't even gotten out the bed. Yeah. Just imagine like your daily life, but like bigger circumstances. Yeah. You literally are psyching yourself out. You're literally getting anxiety over something that hasn't even happened yet. And granted, your daily life, sometimes you can have an idea of how that's going to go. Like, yes, you do have to get the kids ready. You have to work out. You have to do all these things. Yeah. But sometimes it's like, my brain, my body. It can't compute. Telling me no, whatever. Right? But from there, I will say too, because like my kids wake up at the same time. Like like you say, your day to day is going to be your day to day. I know the bus is coming at this time, right? She has to get on the bus. But then I'll go into from that to when now it's time for me to make a decision on something. How is this going to affect my kids? Am I making the right decision? If I go out and make this purchase, am I doing it and it's something that I actually need, or did I just want it? You know, so it becomes, and I don't know if also it's just having more responsibilities with knowing that if you you do one thing, it can affect others because it's not just me anymore. So finally, and I think that was one thing that I told my husband. I was just like, when you come home from work, I sit and I listen to whatever it is that you got to say, right? And let's be real. Sometimes they come home and you be like, I don't want to hear that. I don't give a damn about Miss Angie. Right. I don't care what Angie did today. Angie, please can go kick rocks with no shoes on. But I give him the space, and I think sometimes I feel like I have no one to let these things out on. And then I also feel like, well, why would I want to do that? Like, I'm dying inside, so I need to figure it out. Why would I put this on you? Because you can't fix me. Yeah. I have to wake up and do this. And so once I just was like, don't talk, just let me talk. At one point, he did try to cut in, and I say, don't say nothing. Let me finish. And when, I don't know how much time went by, y'all, I ain't even gonna hold you. But when I got done, he said, you need a therapist. Right. Because I have stopped seeing my therapist. But he was like, you need to go back. And I just was like, no, I just need to talk to you. I need someone to let me sit and just say what I need to say. Yeah. Because sometimes, well, all the time, really, what we end up calling it was I unravel myself, which is I go through, I got to wake up, I got to do this, don't do that, don't, because,
the Lord gonna get you because he seen you. But you know, you said you weren't gonna do it. Now you did. And then all of a sudden, at some point in the day, I started telling myself, like, I'm gonna be okay. The Lord got me. Here's my source. And then I bring myself back. But constantly throughout the day, I've realized that I unravel myself and I'm constantly bringing myself back. And so, but to Bree is just kind of like, you know, my wife is doing what she do. She cooking dinner. And then for me to say all of those things, he was just like, I would have never assumed that, you know, that you're doing this throughout the day, ongoingly. Now, sometimes he can tell because I'm a very goofy, outgoing, like, I'll just start dancing for no reason, you know, and so he'll just be like, something's gone off with you. But see, I'll say nothing because by the time he probably realizes it, I'm already trying to bring myself back up the hill. So to talk to you about it, I feel like it's just bringing me back down. And so I don't share. But when I let that sucker out on him, baby, atomic bomb. Trying to rush it.
I feel like that's how
nobody could have came and saved us that day. But I had to like step back, and then I told my mom, our mom, that's literally right, like maybe it was yesterday or 2 days ago. I said, and we talk, but I feel like I haven't shared because you know we're like this. We talk about everything. We probably shouldn't talk about as much as we talk about, but we do. And I told her, I said, I feel like I stepped back because I feel like I've been trying to hear my own thoughts and what it is that I need to do, but also hear the Lord move me into the space that I'm supposed to be in. Because at this point, I can't keep my own self on track mentally. Then I hear someone else's opinion, and then I'm like, oh, Lord, was that you trying to give them the words to give to me? Then it's, well, shit, was I talking to myself or was that true? Because where is the big man voice? Because we sounding like
baby,
Tweety Bird over here.
Did you hear me that time?
Right?
No,
because what are we doing? I'm so
and that's
nervous.
when you need to get in a space right by yourself.
Yeah.
Just listen. Because I feel like I do that a lot too. I set these goals for myself, and I'm just like I said, if I've known myself to, especially if I failed at it before. So let's go back to the certification testing. I was like, okay, I can do this. You know, I'm Destiny, big Destiny, not the little one, And then I go, and it's like, yeah, you didn't pass, and I'm like, you know, and it's like, how do I pick myself up to try again, but be positive and try to force myself to believe this idea that I'm going to pass this time. Yeah. Like, how do I do that when bad things has continuously been happening to me? Or even if something bad hasn't happened, it's still just like, it's too good to be true. Something bad finna happen. Yeah. So I'm just like, I try to properly prepare myself for stuff, but there's really no real... That's me. Sorry, y'all. Real way... That's Bree. So he's no, I'm talking about me. It's just like a constant battle of just being like I said, I literally have to force myself one thing at a time. Yeah. So even when I'm at work, y'all, I have my kids watching this. You shouldn't be, but hey, a view was a view. And so I'm like, I have my first class and love them, but you know, in my second class, my classes get gradually better academically, but worse almost behaviorally. Yeah. So I have my most rowdiest class at the end of the day, and I'm already out of it. Yeah. You know, they just got back from recess. They recharged. And I'm like, oh no, I'm ready to go home. So in the morning, I'm already like, okay, the first class, even if it don't go bad, it's just like, I already know that last class gonna come in here with something, so I'm already just like... playing the whole scenario in your and then head. They come in and they do nothing, they act like they got sense for once, but it's like I've already mentally prepared myself to dread the class. Yeah. Or like something bad is gonna happen, that kid is gonna make me mad, that kid is not gonna listen, they're not gonna get this lesson, whatever the case may be, and I'm always like, but it's 9 a.m. and you don't see them till 2 p.m. Yeah. So why can't we just be in the moment? Yeah. Yeah. But I stuck at that. And I feel like Corey he tells me that too. Like, you can only be at one place at a time. You can only do one thing at a time. I tell myself that. And because it's not something, he's not telling me something I don't know. Yeah. But it's just like, but that time is going to come.
Right? And I'd rather try to be prepared for it.
And then I do all these things of feeling like I'm preparing myself for it. Like, I'll even be like, before that class come, Destiny, you know they coming. They coming.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they be so excited to see me, but by the time they come, I'm like, I don't want a hug. I want to go home. But to them, it's like, I'm coming to my favorite class. At the end of the day, I get to see Miss McCoy, and I'm just like,
no.
Hey. So I'm constantly just fighting that battle of like, even if it's like I said, it don't have to be this big drastic thing, but like I said, becoming a mom, becoming a wife, I'm literally like, I don't know how to do that. How I'm supposed to do that? How I'm supposed to be a wife? I ain't never did that before.
That part.
I ain't never been a mama before. You know?
But that, yeah.
So I'm
and
literally
those things
making it harder than what it's already going to be hard within itself. But here I am putting thoughts in my mind as if I'm not going to be good at it.
Equipped to do it. Yeah.
And it's just like, you ain't even got there yet, sis.
Yes, that part. But I'm like, and I can be like that about everything. I always feel like I'm doing something that's going to hinder my kids, or like my house is just going to poof be gone tomorrow. And I'm just like,
where is it going?
I don't know. But like, I'm going to be on the streets. That's how I feel.
She's extreme with it.
But this was what it was like last week. So all week I did like the basics. I woke up, Brie and I would go for a walk. And this is why sometimes I say, well, all the time I do tell myself this. I shouldn't even say sometimes, because it does come to me. It's like, God comes in those moments that you're just thinking like, oh, I'm just making my way through. It's like, he literally set me up, because my kids, everybody in our area was on spring break. You was even on spring break, and you in Houston. So I was like, everybody on spring break but my kids. This is crazy. But Brian's was also on spring break. So in the moment of me feeling my anxiety getting to its highest was the week that only me and Bree was here.
Oh yeah.
So we was at the mall, ain't bought nothing, but we getting ice cream. He ordered 2 appetizers, a drink, and your course, and do you want the dessert? Baby, get what you want. All of that. So it was I hate to say it was like a blessing in disguise, because it's just like, well, who wants to be disguised as anxiety and then come out here and be on break, you know? But if I feel like if it was any moment that I was just going to feel like I was going to lose it, that was the best time. Because if I had to train my clients, deal with my kids being home, Bree being home, and us just doing our day-to-day things because we're being parents, right? Versus just being like, let's go have a date in the middle of the day, you know? So it helped me to come down. But the biggest part was being able to talk it out. But then on the flip side of that, remembering that God has brought me out of every other situation.
And I was going to say, that's going to bring us into the flip side of the anxiety thing. The flip side of constantly fighting this battle of not freaking yourself out of the bad things. What's going to happen? Something bad going to happen. And I know it is. You know, the other side to that is a positive and a negative to everything. The positive part is God. You have to literally, like you said, maybe God knew this girl finna crash and burn. Here, the spring break. Put it right there. She gonna be tripping.
And I was.
So some things do work out in your favor like that. And so, I mean, some days you just got to get up and keep going. Yeah. But at the same time, you have to find that foundation of what is going to keep you grounded. Yeah. So like you said, even sometimes you go talk to your husband about it, or I can sit there and, like you said, we talk to mom about everything. I can sit there and vent all day long to the people around me and still feel like I got nowhere. Like I still feel like I felt before I told you. Yes. Like, telling you did not help me at all. You know, I'm still don't want to do it. So I still think something bad's going to happen.
Still feeling bummy.
Right. So I literally have to take time and just be like, one thing at a time, and that first thing has to be God. Yeah. I may wake up that day and be like, I got all this stuff to do. I don't feel like reading that Bible right now because I got X, Y, and Z to do, and I don't want to feel like I'm rushing and this and this and that. And then one day you don't do that. That one day you was like, I'm sufficient enough to do it by myself. That's when all that anxiety that you done built up in your head, that's when it come to real life, right? But if you were to take the time and just be like, I know if I don't spend this time with God, I'm really going to spiral out of control.
Yeah.
Even if the bad things do transpire, I know that I have enough, spiritual discipline in order to know that I'm good.
Yeah.
Like we've said that before. So, the foundation just always having that relationship with God
is going to be everything.
It's hard, though, because I can have anxiety about God. In a sense, and they're probably like, what? So, when I want to do my Bible studies, and I've said this before, of I'm going to do this, I'm going to read this. It's like read the Bible in those things when they're like, you can read the whole Bible in a year.
Yeah.
But only if you read whatever's every single day. So I'm like, okay, and in the beginning, like you said, it was 75 hard. I can do this. I'm a month strong. And then they come one of that random week. And it's like, ooh, I did not read that today. And now I'm like, I done failed. I done did this. God hates me. I have literally crashed and burned. I had one job. Honey. Right. I had one job. I could have read the Bible in 1 year. That was the goal.
Yeah.
And because one day I'm literally set back. So I go going downhill because I done put all these thoughts in my mind because I failed at something that everything that comes after that is just going to go wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, girl, just calm down and go read it.
Right, because the Bible is still there.
Right.
And it's going to be okay.
You can pick up right where you left off. You may not finish in a year.
Yeah.
And your 75 hard may have had a little hiccup in the road. Because when you look at it online, they're like, they said, 10 more days. I did it, guys.
But hold on, because sometimes you get to certain parts anyways when you are reading and you be like, Lord, what was that? Where are you even at?
Oh, yeah. In the Bible?
Bro, them words, I got to Google. Because how you say it?
Oh, and that's another thing. So I would tell myself if I'm not reading 2 chapters, blah, 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 blah. But like you said, those chapters that come up and it's like, I read it, but I don't even know what I read. Now I really need to dive deep into this one chapter. An hour done went by and it's like, okay, I really need to start my day.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, I didn't read the two chapters I said I would read. But to God, it's like, you've gained something from that one. That's all you needed for right now.
And
you
that
didn't
was
need
sufficient
to read from Genesis to Revelation in a day. That's just first. That book is big.
Right.
It's a lot of words, and yes, it is possible to read it in a year if you set that goal and actually go fall through with it. But I didn't.
But if you going for, and I know this is kind of like a little bit off topic, but it's like, if you're reading the Bible just to say you read it, you already done. Yeah. My deal is that I'm trying to read it so I can understand
and apply it to your life.
Right? So exactly. So I can apply it because that's what this is for. Mm-hmm. So if I read it and I'm still out here stealing, committing adultery, doing all these things, then it's like, well, what was the freaking point? Because you could just be out here talking and listening to your flesh all dang on day. And I think that sometimes I will say that's what I feel like anxiety is my flesh attacking me.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm constantly telling
do that to you.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a very positive, like one thing Bree has said is like, I'll see something or know something, I'll be like, well, like traffic. I know you have told me, you was like, you just calm, you could have went over there. And then I just be like, we all gonna get there. He driving slow. It's cool. I'm fine. Maybe they helping me avoid a wreck. Mm-hmm. I'm always like thinking of like the glass half full. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like when my anxiety and anxiousness, I always say it starts off with me being anxious. I'm always like something has to happen. Like, or I need to be doing something. So I am constantly busy. Mm-hmm. There's not a moment where my brain isn't doing something.
Sometimes
whether
that's
I'm
bad.
Right, I'm like doing content. Then I go work out. Then I gotta go pick my kid up. Then I gotta create my calendar. Then when was the doctor's appointment? Like I am constantly doing something. My brain is working.
Even if you're not physically doing something, I'm thinking about
my brain is in overload, honey. And so once I feel that, and I'm like, okay, but you still gotta wake up and do it. And then I did. And then the moment spring break happened, I said, we done bypass anxiousness. We're definitely knocking on anxiety's door. Mm-hmm. Hey girl, it's me again. You remember me? And that's when I'm just like, I have to let this out. Mm-hmm. And I will say, outside of my therapist, I've never really shared it with anyone else. I mean, even if I told somebody like, oh, I just had anxiety. I mean, like, it's almost like you try to wear, like, it's like, oh, I got a headache. Well, that ain't good either.
Everybody
right?
I swear, you're witness, like you're experience something in real life, and then obviously you start seeing online, and that was like, oh, everybody got anxiety. Like with the narcissist thing, one person ended up wanting to call their ex a narcissist. Not everybody. Look, y'all just be abusing word,
right?
You know,
because you ain't authentic,
right? But I do feel like social media, for me at least, like I had to put the TikTok down, because sometimes I look at certain things, and this is probably a whole different topic, but it was something to do with my hair. First of all, one day I want my hair straight. I'm gonna be a straight natural. You know, actually, I'm gonna love my curly hair, and I'm gonna wear curly forever. And then there's a week coming. It's like I feel like my curly hair make me feel like a child. Okay, y'all don't care. This is not about the. Sorry, but the point is I had to get rid of TikTok, because I feel like I look at social media and it'll be like, it puts these thoughts in my head of how things are supposed to look.
Yeah.
And as soon as my life is not looking like that, it's like, oh yeah, no, y'all not finna stress me out. Because Susie, I know you don't wake up every day, make that matcha and your little avocado toast and live your best life every single day. But social media will make you feel like, yeah. So now I'm really getting anxious, because I'm like, I'm trying to live this aesthetically pleasing life that just don't exist. Yeah. I'm not finna, oh no, y'all not finna do this to me. Y'all got to go.
And it can even be that way if you feel like you're doing it the way, because like, I'm a 5 a.m. girly. I am to the core. I like to wake up before my kids get up. It's a thing that I do. But now everybody 5 a.m. girlies, and every 5 a.m. girly that you see, they doing the exact same thing. And I'd be like, oh well, I've been doing it wrong. Baby, my 5 a.m. ain't gotta look like your 5 a.m.
And that's another thing. Find what works for you.
Yes,
because you will drive yourself crazy trying to live this, like I said, aesthetically pleasing life that literally does not even align with what the kind of goals that you're even going for. You can wake up at 5 a.m. but don't want to do what, I don't know, them girls on YouTube or Instagram, whatever they be doing. It's just like, find what works for you. And once I got to a space where I was like, okay, I could get back on this app and not feel as though whatever they got going on, I need to do it. Yeah. Cause the algorithm be algorithming, and I just be like, why do I keep saying this? So I'm sitting here feeling like I'm doing all the things, and it's just like, even trying to keep up with the aesthetic becomes a lot too. Yeah. So it's just like, I'm just gonna wake up and just do what works for Destiny, which starts with taking it one thing at a time, because if I don't, I'm going to drive myself insane. Yeah. Because it is always something to do. I'm always thinking about the next thing, and my mama has told me this since I was a kid. Slow down. Yeah. I do everything so fast. I'm like, I just got to get it done, because if I don't get it done right now, it's just... And then it's like, it's not the end of the world. It feel like it in the moment though. But if you slow down for 1 second, that does not mean that 30 minutes have passed by. You still have the time to accomplish it. But I literally would just drive myself insane of making myself believe this thing of, if you don't do it right now, then you have failed. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I didn't, Destiny. Shut up. You don't, like I said in another episode, shut up. Oh. Right. My father-in-law told me I shouldn't tell myself to shut up. But sometimes, just to put a little mute on it, right? But sometimes it's, I think, having to remember to give yourself. I hate to, because we just said don't be using up all these words, but affirmations. Like, I was literally in my 45-minute walk this morning, and then I don't know why, about to cry. And then I just let it out, right? And then I just told myself, I deserve this. I'm good. This is great. And then take it that homegirl decided we were going to walk at a 12.5 incline. I was like, booty on fire. Right on lit, okay? And I just kept telling myself, like, I'm strong and I'm capable and I can do this, you know? And then even if I needed to bring it down, it's like, I don't need to keep up with anybody else but Brittany right now. This is my challenge and my journey, and today, this is what I'm doing. And I think I had to stop allowing a lot of it to be like,
oh, you have to do these things so you can have a great week. And it's just like, but wait a minute, today's Monday.
Right.
So how am I going to make Monday the best Monday?
Right.
And once I did that, baby, I went and got my nails done. I spent time with my sister. We here shooting the podcast episode. So I just kind of feel like my day has unraveled in the most peaceful way. And I've still gotten all the things done. And I think that
we were supposed to record this at 11.
Right? And I think
it's 3:47.
And that was the crazy part too, because I was like, I'm calm. I feel good. I've done the thing, and take it that my day isn't done. It's still like 2 other things I have to get done today. Yes. But like, I feel good. And I'm like, bro, I would have unraveled myself so hard at the fact that I didn't get out of, this morning. First off, shout out to the grandparents, TG and Papa, because they kept the kids overnight. But I was like, why am I waking up? My kid's not here. I can sleep in. Now, you probably thinking, oh, she slept in the night. Baby, I was still up by 6:15. Okay? But 5 a.m. to 6:15, that was a whole hour and 15 minutes. I'll take it. And usually I would beat myself up. I would be like, but see, now you're out here working out at this time. So now you ain't doing the podcast at 11. So now you done push yourself back. And that's how it starts. So I'm like, if you can just slow down, Brittany, and give yourself some grace. And so I've realized that if I say it to myself out loud, not like, okay, you do this real quick and then you'll be able to get back on track. Just say, no, this is where you are right now. You didn't wake up at that time. So it is what it is. Leave it where it's at. And then we're going to go on from there. Cool, so be done with it. This is where you are now, and it's okay. And once I've done that, then I have just been able to tell myself, at least today anyways, and I did start 75 hard over, because once you mess up, you're supposed to start, you don't just pick back up.
Yeah, see,
and I just picked
right back up on day 7.
Right. I just decided to start it over.
Consecutive 75.
Right.
I said 75. I said which days.
Oh my goodness. So I have started it over, but I feel like it was a great thing because I didn't allow my physical to be more important than my mental for once. And I feel like I'm going to finish this stronger than I thought I was when I started it 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And that's really, really great. So
do what works for you.
Yeah.
If you got to start over, just start over.
It's okay, sis.
Like for me with the Bible thing, I don't have to do it how that lady on the Bible thing said I had to do it. Right. Because I was doing it. Like you said, if I'm just reading it just to read it, what's the point? Yeah. I said, you know what? Never mind. I put that whole Bible down and went and got a whole different one with a whole different Bible study and started doing something totally different. Yeah. I said, because I can't. This ain't working for me. Yeah, I don't like that.
And I think that's something that you can speak on, though, because I feel like when you do start something and then you feel like you got to make a change, you immediately feel like you fail. Yeah. But it's just like everything you do in life is literally like trial and error. Mm-hmm. Even down to if I go try a new restaurant, I'm either going to really like this restaurant or I'm going to be like, damn, I just spent $40. I could have made that at home.
No, I hate that.
Don't let me go to a restaurant and decide I can make something at home. You ain't gonna see me again, and I'm gonna put it on social media, and I'm gonna tell you how it tastes. Exactly. And not saying the restaurant, I'm gonna tell you how my food tastes. Right.
You can't make it at home.
Yes, and so I feel like being able to just slow down and it's okay to not have to hype everything up into this really big thing, but something randomly with me talking to Bree that ended up happening again and reading my Bible is like, one thing I'm always telling myself is like, faith without work is dead. So I'm constantly like moving. Gotta go.
Oh, because you're abusing it. God,
right?
Because you moving, but where's the faith?
Right? Exactly.
You working,
but in my mind, I'm like, okay, God got me. I asked for these things. They're going to happen. So I have to keep pushing this thing because my faith is so high that he's going to, overflow with abundance in this area of my life. But if I don't pick up the other 3 clients or create a new program and I'm not meeting him. Yeah, I'm not doing my part. And then something just said, how much work would it take for you to sit down? And I was like,
because he also says that,
bro,
sit down,
because I can't sit
still.
Now,
how much work is it gonna take to
right?
sit down?
Because I don't sit still. And the moment I said, he got it, I just need to take care of my kids today. I just need to go drink my water. I just need to go walk with Bree. I felt, but it was hard because I was like, I'm letting God down. And it's just like, baby, he is God, and he is God all by himself.
You can't let him down.
Right? So how about you just let him fix and work in your favor, and you handle the other things, right? He didn't say you got to do all the things, and then once you feel like you done made it to your finish line, then I'm gonna meet you there. He's right along with me, if not pretty much ahead of me.
Yeah.
So I had to learn that there is work in being still, because baby, whew,
that is,
I can't do it, but I'm working on it. I'm learning how to do it.
That's
so,
great.
Yeah.
Look at you. That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Dang, I don't even got nothing to say after that. She ate that
up. Munch.
But yes, do not let anxiety consume you, bro. Because it will. It definitely will. And I have to constantly tell and it's good to also have people in my, that in my circle, I guess you would call it, that when I am feeling overwhelmed and I finally do speak up and be like, I can't, because at some point I feel like I do say it. Yeah. And it's just like, they be like, okay, well, don't. Yeah. And I be like,
oh, that was easy. Right.
That's all I have to say. And because I would sit there and be like you said with Bree, that's just what you do. You're up doing it. That's Brittany. She does what needs to be done. But at some point when I stop talking about you. When you can't do it, at what point do you allow yourself to relax? Yeah. Because it's okay.
It's okay to relax.
Yeah. God did it. He said 6 days was enough work. I did very good.
Don't do nothing else.
I'm going to chill today. Right. So you have to find a good balance of, yes, faith without work is dead. And I'm not saying just, God got me. Yeah, he do, but hello, do something. Get up. Yeah. And I'm not saying just sit there and lay and waiting on God to do it. Because you can't be like, 75 hard, yeah.
Right? No, I gotta get up right? I gotta go over there and put in the work.
You gotta do the part. But at the same time, also allowing yourself that space and that time to woosah.
Yeah. To be with him. Because sometimes most of it is saying to myself anyways, is that, you read the Bible, but then majority of your day was spent with you doing things. Mm-hmm. So at what point did you bring him into the space? So I'm learning how to, even if I'm doing any type of work, really, to make my day more consumed of him with what I'm doing. Because then sometimes I'll go, all right, now you're doing the most. Them other 18 tasks can wait until the end of the week. Right. And when I do that, then again, I'm like, maybe most of it is also that most of my day does start with him, but then baby, where is he at from after 5 a.m. until my kids go to bed at 8? Yeah. Then I'm like, oh,
thank you for today, Lord.
Right? Thank you for waking me up.
Girl, good day. Go sleep.
Get out my line.
So yeah, and also I have to tell myself, like you said, those 18 tasks can wait till the end of the week. Yeah. Those you might have I don't know where I read this, but it was like you can have a whole list of things to do. Break it up into parts so where you're not overwhelming yourself. Because like we said, I would look at them 18 tasks and be like, okay, they'll be done by today. Right. And
ain't gonna work to do.
And I'm on it's the sun going down and I'm only on number 3. And I'm like, now I failed, but it's like if I set a more realistic goal for myself, because life is going to continue to happen around you. Yeah, you may not get to all 18 of them. So if you set a smaller goal for yourself, yes, I have all these tasks, but if you could just do the first 3 today. Yeah. Look, what's 18 divided by 7? Enough. You got enough days to do the rest. Prioritize the most important ones, get those done, and then work your way down. Yeah. I have to Look, I say this, and tomorrow I wake up and like that 2 o'clock class, and I ain't even left the house. But like I said in the beginning, this is something I know I'm not done with.
Yeah.
It's literally a daily struggle.
Yeah.
I have to continuously work at this every single day. I have to, after this, it's like, I know I have to, like, I got to work out. I got to go cook. I need to edit this week's episode. I got to, and it's like, okay, right now you're doing this podcast.
Right. Oh, Lord, it's not going to be our first episode of not being able to tell y'all what we done with.
What we're going to have to be done with, feeling as though we're, dang. Yeah.
No, I think I got one.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna be done with not putting God in every situation.
Mm-hmm.
Not just, I woke up, thank you, God, and then I go to sleep. Mm-hmm. All right, I see you in the morning. Hopefully, you wake me up again. So
only time God hit for you. Thank you for waking me up.
Right.
He like, yeah. You're welcome.
Right.
I'm trying to give you another chance. You still ain't doing it right.
Ain't doing it right. Good. I had to pull a sandal out again and slap it across my. So I think I'm gonna be done with not putting God in every situation of my life, no matter how small that I think it is. If God is my source, He is all things. If He can wake me up, He can move anything else that I may feel like I'm not handling well throughout the day. It shouldn't be, I started it well with you, so now you just gonna hold my hand as I go through the bull crap or the great stuff. Yeah. You know, it should be, I can still conversate with you. I can talk to you. Y'all talk to random people on social media every day.
And people comments telling them what they need,
right?
What they should do and shouldn't do.
Exactly. You get on in the morning, then you go do something. You get on in the middle of the day while you're at lunch. Right. So I feel like if I apply that same system to being like, I spoke to God this morning. I spoke to Him in the midst of this. I gave myself great things to say. I'm good. But also, thank you, God, for just allowing me to walk on this treadmill this morning. I feel great with that. So I think I'm going to be done with not including God in every aspect of my day. Yeah.
Me too, child.
Yes.
And I think along with that, like I said, giving myself the grace that I'm continuously seeking God to give me to. I feel like I'm constantly like, God got me, yeah. And it's like, but I'm constantly beating myself up.
Yeah.
And He's like, girl, you're doing it to yourself. Like, I haven't even did anything. Or the life is, you just got to go to work and you're just making your life this horrible, situation. Yeah. And it's like, Destiny, calm down. So sometimes I'm the anxiety. What's that song that they got? What's her name?
Anxiety. Oh, something like that. Is it Doechii?
Oh, yeah, but I don't think that's how
I think it is.
Somebody's watching me. Yeah, something like that. It's me.
She watching herself.
Yeah. And so it's like, I'm like, relaxed.
Yeah.
I have to be, like you said, allowing God to, like, how much work is it going to do for you to just relax?
Yeah.
You have this faith that He's going to do it, but it's like you're doing so much that it's coming off as if you don't, because you feel like you have to overcompensate and make up for whatever you think is not going to happen.
Right.
And it's just like, where are you allowing God His time to do what you want Him to do?
Yeah.
And then you're constantly doing something.
And then on top of that, always thinking that you fit to do it better. Because you cannot outdo God.
Nope.
Okay? And I don't want to.
Thank you, Lord.
Sky Daddy got it.
He so do. I'm going to leave that one to Him.
Right? And I appreciate that.
Yes.
So.
Be done with that, y'all.
Yeah.
Anxiety is going to happen. I mean, yeah, it is. But that you don't have to label yourself as an anxious person if you find ways to combat it. If you find ways to handle it, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you won't get anxious. It is what it is. But how you handle it is all.
Yeah.
Control what you can control. Like right now, I can only control this podcast. It's no way I'm going to be in here and in the gym at the same time. So I have to just be where I am.
Yeah.
And allow the other tasks that's to come as they come, child.
Yes.
Yeah, but now I got to go do it, so.
Right.
That was the episode for today. Because I really do got to go do that next task.
But no, this was a good one, though. I think it spoke a lot to how we're going to just kind of continuously move forward. And I like that we didn't shy away from the fact that we have these moments, but also just kind of being able to have the conversation of giving our own selves tips and then hearing from you. Mm-hmm. We can hear from y'all if y'all drop it in the comments.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. We got a few more minutes.
Yeah,
let me tell you something. if you look at them posts and it say more ... click it. And then it might ask you a question like, I don't know, what are you done with? What do you want us to talk about on the next podcast? Say something. Who you think we're talking to? You. We need you to respond, please.
Right? Not getting on you and then saying being polite.
Y'all be playing. Come on now.
Yes. But to those that are, we appreciate you. We see you, and we do try to. I'm pretty sure not try. We respond to everybody.
I had to tell them to shut up for them to start saying something.
No, y'all went crazy on
need
that
to shut up. Now y'all need to say something.
Yes. Speak up. I want to hit you in the back.
Exactly. So no, for real. When the like, share, comment, and subscribe thing. Hello, please. That's the way you support us. We appreciate the views for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just like.
But we love the conversation.
Engage, and it helps us give more content ideas. Of what y'all want to talk about.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because we can yap all day, as y'all can see.
Well, obviously, we have great topics.
Right. But we're a family. Right. And we want to know what y'all want to, what y'all want to discuss, what y'all want to hear. And if it's something that we can't speak on, like some people come with topics and we be like, whoa, that doesn't really align. Yeah. But we really do want to hear from y'all, and those that have supported the podcast thus far, we truly, truly appreciate it. Yeah, much love. I'm rocking with y'all because y'all rocking with us. Yes.
So yes, because we love doing the podcast.
Yes.
And I'm not saying because y'all don't comment, we gonna stop. Because we doing this for us.
Right. Because these conversations are healing.
But no, for real. But it would be very, very appreciated if y'all just like, share, and comment for real. Yeah. If you're watching on your TV, you can still like.
Yeah, tag us. Take a
don't
picture
forget
and tag
Spotify,
us.
Apple Music, not Apple Music, Podcast, and Amazon.
Yes.
So yeah.
Well, there's another episode of the You're Done podcast.
See y'all at the same time next week. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace.
Went ham on the end. We went in. But no, for real. Workout time. All right. You bought your clothes already?
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one. Mm-hmm. We done did it again. Again.